By now, I can almost guarantee that everyone has heard of COVID-19, also known as the coronavirus. I can also almost guarantee that everyone is getting pretty tired of hearing about this virus that has evolved into a news, social media, and medical pandemic. But don't worry, I'm not here today to tell you about the virus in specific. I want to take a look at the coronavirus from a different angle, a more positive angle. Today, I will be speaking to you about how the world is environmentally benefiting from the virus, including what specifically is happening that's benefiting the environment, how and why it's happening, and how these changes are positive but not permanent. First, I will answer the question of how the environment is benefiting from COVID-19. In efforts to control the spread of coronavirus, China turned to shutting down factories, closing businesses and restaurants, and encouraging all non-essential travel to cease. This change in lifestyle allowed for some unintended major changes within China's air quality. According to an NPR article written in March of 2020 by Lauren Sommer entitled, "Why China's Air Has Been Clearer Since During the Coronavirus Outbreak," levels of nitrogen dioxide, a pollutant primary from burning fossil fuels, were down as much as 30%, according to NASA. This can be seen in the slide 2 image. Sommer also states that China's carbon emissions have dropped by a quarter over the same period, which is substantial considering that China emits the largest amount of greenhouse gases in the world. As the virus began to spread, many other countries, including Italy and the United States, took to many of the same shelter-in-place strategies to lessen the blow. Effects similar to those in China began to happen. Chris Mooney, John Moiskins, Brady Dennis, and Andrew Friedman of the Washington Post write in their 2020 article, "The European Space Agency's Centennial 5P satellite shows that between January 1st and March 12th, concentration of nitrogen dioxide, or NO2, fell drastically, especially over hard-hit northern Italy." As you can see in the slide 4 before and after photos from a CNN article written by Madeline Holcomb in 2020, the United States is seeing a similar pattern within its largest cities, including San Francisco, Los Angeles, and the epicenter of the virus in the United States, New York. Nitrogen dioxide has significantly decreased given the short time period. Next, I will be explaining how and why pollution is letting up in many parts of the world. Almost days after confirming cases of coronavirus in Wuhan, China, Chinese authorities shut down businesses and factories and prohibited transportation in and out of the city. Again, as the virus spread, many other countries followed suit. According to the United States Environmental Protection Agency, NO2, or carbon dioxide, or nitrogen dioxide, primarily gets in the air from the burning of fuel. NO2 forms from emissions from cars, trucks and buses, power plants, and off-road equipment. So naturally, with hundreds of businesses shutting down across the world, employees are no longer commuting to work. Therefore, NO2 emissions are decreasing. Industrial operations were stopped in many places as well, which also majorly contributed to the recession in toxic pollutants. According to Denise Chow's NBC News article entitled, "Coronavirus Shutdowns Have Unintended Climate Benefits, Cleaner Air, Clearer Water," and published in March of 2020, industrial operations were reduced by 15 to 40% in some sectors, and that coal consumption at power plants fell by 36%. Now, I want to explain how these environmental changes are positive but not permanent. Of course, these environmental changes are positive, but scientists are making it very clear that they are not permanent. New York Times writers Brad Plummer and Nadia Popovich write in their March 2020 article, "Traffic and pollution plummet as U.S. cities shut down for coronavirus. Air pollution is expected to rebound once the coronavirus outbreak subsides and people are allowed to leave their homes. But as a human population, we can always learn from something like this. Maybe through our altered quarantine lives, humans will realize that walking and biking aren't so bad, and we will cut back on our vehicle usage. maybe we will realize that we can live without some of the non-essential industrial factory-made goods that we own. Maybe, as a human population, we can look at this data and work towards reducing air pollution, even after this virus has subsided. So let's summarize. COVID-19 has impacted the lives of virtually everyone in the world. Majority of these impacts are negative, but it is still important to see some of the positives during this time. One positive that is coming from this virus is the reduction of air pollution in many major cities around the world, especially in China, Italy, and the United States. The reduction of air pollution is due to many industrial factories and businesses closing, as well as less people using transportation on a daily basis. While these benefits are extremely positive, they will not last for very long. But that does not mean that we, as a human population, cannot learn from our quarantine practices in order to help the environment in the future. I will leave you today with a quote from Mahatma Gandhi that I feel is very applicable in this time of uncertainty. In the midst of darkness, light persists.